Yes, sir. So, we're back here, man. This is Lucifer here, business and spiritual consultant as always. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my sanctum sanctorium. So, today, thank you guys for all the support once again. A lot of people's watching my videos. I feel like a lot of people are getting the message. Thank you guys. Please subscribe. Leave a comment, leave a like, start a conversation. And if you're wondering what is Lucifer doing on YouTube, on Earth, well, let me tell you, he's talking about everything that the Earth is made of, which is what business and spirituality. So, why, oh why, do I like working with demons? You see, the first thing you need to understand is Lucifer created God. Now, I know you guys are going to be like, man, Lucifer don't want you to say that, man. Don't say that. Don't say that. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. Lucifer is God's creator. Yeah, I mean, hold up, man. Lucifer is God's creator. Let my coffee go in here. Lucifer is God's creator, man. But how can that be? How can Lucifer create God? Didn't God create Lucifer? Nah. No, he didn't. Because you need to understand, as some spiritualists out here would explain or would tell you or would like you to assume, is that God existed before you. But that really ain't the case. You see, we don't know what God is. We have no idea what kind of entity he is. We don't know on what realm or dimension that he lives in. All we know is what the books tell us. A lot of people don't like reading books because of that matter. Because of that, they're like, you know what? I ain't gonna read no books because all the books be lying. And you're right. You are not wrong. I don't believe in books either. But it nourishes my mind to read letters. Why? I don't know. I gotta be a neuroscientist or neurophysicist to understand why reading words feeds my mind. You see, the beauty in reading is not the story itself, because sometimes the story sucks. Sometimes the story is ass. Pardon my face, pardon your face, pardon my language. But sometimes the story is boring. Wow. But reading, just the words itself, is where the magic lies. Just the words itself is where the magic lies. You see, it's good to fill your mind with letters and symbols. It is good for your health. And it's good for your health when you understand the letters and symbols. Because you are creating spaces in your mind. You see, your mind is a quantum dimensional construct, for lack of better words. So your brain is capable of multi-dimensional multitasking all at once. Your mind is connected to the subconscious. Your subconscious is connected to the past, the present, and the future. And the past, the present, and the future is connected to the fourth dimension. And the fourth dimension is connected to the immaterial realm. So if you have figured out what I just said, there's a couple of corridors before you reach your physical form and the immaterial form. Nonetheless, if you meditate, you can still reach the immaterial form. If you do some kind of ritual of any sort, you can still reach the immaterial form, or the forms in the immaterial, whichever comes first, whatever the situation may be. So, look at this. Lucifer is the creator. Why is it Lucifer is responsible for all the greatness in heaven? He was just an angel, and that guy was jealous of him, and then he became a demon, and then he transformed into a dragon, and then he tried to kill everybody. That's two sides of the story. You ever heard that? There's two sides of a story. Yeah, I know the other side. He was jealous, and then really, was it really that simple? Think about it for 2 seconds. Okay, this entity is almighty, all powerful. I used to believe that he did it on purpose. I used to believe, you know what? I had a conversation with Satan, with Lucifer. And I was like, Lucifer, you're a lucky man. And then he asked me, why you say that? Why you say I'm a lucky man? I'm not a lucky man. Look at this shit. He was like, look at all this shit. And I told him, well, he gave you a gift, man. And he was like, what gift? You crazy as hell. You're losing your damn mind. And then I said, you know what? He gave you freedom. Because all of us have to live here. Everybody has to listen to this MFer, even if we don't want to. But you can do whatever you want. You're a lucky guy. And he told me, you know what? You tripping. Get the hell out of my face. And I said, okay, whatever. But one day, you'll see I was right. Actually, that's not true. That's not what he said. What he actually did say was, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Because I had this conversation more than once. And I was kind of like, and at some point it was like, maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. But I still don't like all of this shit. But of course, back then, I didn't know the whole story. I didn't know the whole story. I was assuming that's what it was. Well, he obviously knew that's not what it was. But I'm a simple human that doesn't understand. I'm a puny human that doesn't understand things higher than myself. So of course I didn't know the whole story. But then again, look at this. If you're in the New Age movement, or for people that did a little bit of research, and that people that believe that the parables in the Bible are simply just that, metaphors and parables, basically a poem about the self, a poem to get to know how to become the self. Some people take it that way, and some people take it literally. And you know what? Both of these motherfuckers aren't wrong. Both of these MFers aren't wrong. And I'm using my psychology on myself right now. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. Because I believe the same thing about the Greek pantheon. I sit here and I say, oh, Zeus existed, Hermes existed, and all those shit, but those motherfuckers are still gods. And if you read about mythology, it's basically psychology. It's basically telling you how the human brain functions. Notions, important notions of how your human brain functions. Like adultery. There's a lot of explanation in adultery in mythology. Whether it is Greek mythology or Norse mythology, no puns intended, no offense meant, my guy, Almighty Odin. Because you the bomb, you the greatest, you the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You the greatest of all time, bro. You the greatest of all time. But there's a lot of notion about adultery. There's a lot of notion about violence. There's a lot of notions about karma. So even though these guys are out here swinging and banging, bopping and hopping, they still receive consequences to their actions. There are still consequences to their actions. And if you look at your own life and you reflect some of these consequences, you will see those same consequences in you too and in your life. So it's very hard not to feel like you're a god when you are living godly things, especially if you survive those things. If you survive those things without a a mark on you, then yeah, you can call yourself a god because you just survived some godly story. Fucking Hercules, the 12 labors of Hercules, the 12 disciples, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But you see, when we talk about the devil, he's above and beyond all of that shit. And that's where non-karma exists in the infernal realm. We don't give a fuck about no damn karma. We don't give a fuck about no damn psychology. We don't give a fuck about nothing. Because that shit don't apply to us. But that's the highest form of living. Yes, I'm getting derailed here. Hold up. Just bear with me. But that's the highest form of living. It's freedom. Freedom to choose. Free will. But it's hard. That's why the representation of a demon is a monster. That's why the representation of a demon is a monster. These niggas are atrocious. They got so much power. These niggas is disgusting. Look at all that power. Nigga, a monster. He's a giant, bigger than life. See, a lot of the people think monsters are ugly figures and things like that. But the thing you don't understand is monster is a nightmarish creature, but it's also a mountain. It's always huge. Monster is always huge, bigger than life, stronger than life, everything. It can destroy anything in its path. And because humans are clever, humans figured out that a nigga walking around like that with that much power is actually potentially capable of total annihilation. And this is where the word monster comes from. This is where the word monster, creature, nemesis is in our vocabulary because of the fear of free will. Because of the fear of what free will can do to a person's mind, psyche, and all. This is why I like to work with demons. Because they are free. Not because they're crazy. Not because, like in the movies, they just run around screaming and attack people. Nah, that ain't it. That's not it at all. I work with them because they're the highest evolutionary state of humanity. They're the highest evolutionary state of human consciousness. Beyond life. Beyond reincarnation. Beyond karma. Beyond everything. You see, when you're on a God thing, pardon my language, oops. Slipped out. When you're in that consciousness, you have limitations. You have rules that you need to listen to. Not that I'm saying demons don't apply certain rules to their things, because there is a way of doing things, whether you like it or not. There is a principle. There is a yin, there is a yang. There are logical blocks of motion that exist into reality. Whereas if you do the same thing repetitively, you'll become good at it at some point. So demons understand that, because they're not crazy fools that just scream every time they see somebody in the street. That's only in the movies. In reality, a demon understands all those concepts and all those constructs. And what a demon does, a demon tries to make you understand these things. So sometimes people get scared, because demons will not show you things in a way that you're used to. And it's not going to take a bajillion years before you understand. But when you're in that consciousness, when you're on the other side, when you're on the light side, it is going to take a bajillion years, because that nigga be hiding shit. Because that nigga doesn't want you to be like that. Consciousness is not built in a way for you to be free of everything. It wants you to believe in things that you don't need to believe in. So that's why, like the other guy says, like Dolo said himself, Lucifer is perfection energy. God ain't perfection energy. God, that thing doesn't even like symmetrical forms. Like everything has to be bisymmetrical. Everything has to be a little bit off all the time. Why? What's your problem? What you want? Why you want to throw everything off a little bit? You don't need to throw anything off. Just keep doing you. No pun intended, no offense meant. Just keep doing what you're doing. You don't need to throw anything off. It doesn't matter if you don't make it. It don't matter. No one cares. That's not the point. The point is not to think, oh, I'm not gonna make it. No one gives a shit. You keep doing you. Keep doing what you know how to do. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're making yourself better, yes, people are going to be jealous. But that's because they're in that other energy. They're not in that Lucifer energy. They're not into that demonology. They're not into the demon aspect of life. They're in that light aspect. Everything is about light. There's too much light in here. I'm blinded. I got to wear sunglasses all the time. There's too much light. It's annoying. Burning up in here. It's like that's why when I walk through a church, I burn up. That's bullshit. When I walk into a church, I fall asleep. I fall asleep. There's no air. There's no space to breathe. So the oxygen is being pulled out, so I get tired. That's what happens when there's not enough oxygen in your human body. When there's not enough oxygen in the human body, you'll fall unconscious. Before dying, you'll fall unconscious. That's why you can't sleep when air is being sucked out of the room. Don't go to sleep, because you're not gonna wake up. You're gonna die in your sleep. So that's why when you go to church, you fall asleep, because the air is being sucked out of you. There's no oxygen. You can't breathe. There's a bunch of rules. There's a bunch of constructs. There's a bunch of bars. There's a bunch of blockages. There's a bunch of shit all the time. Everywhere. With everyone. I ain't talking about no damn TV. I ain't talking about no damn social media. I'm talking about real life. Real people in the streets. Walking around every day. People at your job. Bunch of blockages, walls. People got walls in front of them. They're putting walls on you. They're putting walls on you, and they put walls on themselves. Because of all that light energy. We in the dark, man. There ain't no walls. Even if there was a wall, you wouldn't see it. You're walking in the dark. How you gonna see a wall, man? You're gonna just run through motherfuckers. You're gonna run through people. You're gonna bump into people, right? Manifestation, laws of attraction. Bump into people. Bump into opportunities. Bump. That's life, baby. You're just bumping into shit. That's life. That's what life is about. Bumping into shit, man. But now you're walking in that light wall. Yeah, I see your wall. I see it. You're walking in that light. There's no way I can't see the wall. I see it very well. I see the wall so damn well I gotta wear sunglasses when I look at you. I gotta wear sunglasses when I look at you because the wall, you bright, the wall's bright, everything's bright. Shit. Dang. Can't bump into shit up in here, man. So you end up in an isolated area. You end up in an isolation tank. And sometimes you're not even in the isolation thing. It's just other people around you got so many walls around them that it's like you're in a thing. But actually it's everybody else that's in their own things, but they're all walled up and living together. They're all walled up and living together, and you can't, you're like, you know, you can't bump into shit. You know what I mean? Every time you try to bump into something, wall. Right? Walls everywhere. Break down the wall. Like Pink Floyd. No pun intended, no offense. Man, I ain't trying to give nobody no flowers, but shit. Nigga had a point. The nigga had a point, man. He had a point. Shit. Break down the wall. So why is Lucifer the top apex predator evolutionary consciousness of all time? Because Lucifer was a man. He wasn't the J guy. That's another story. I don't know why people are tripping over. Well, the thing is, whether we like it or not, whether he likes it or not, whether the J man likes it or not, he's one of ours. He thought he was from the light, but he really wasn't. And you know what? Maybe that's a good thing, that he thought that he wasn't. Or maybe he was, and people just made him out to be like he wasn't. Who knows? I wasn't there. I can't talk for the dude. I was not there. No pun intended, no offense meant. But I did try to get him. Apparently, I tried to get him over, which I doubt that's true. But maybe it is. Because like I told you before, that sort of shit is blinding. It looks pretty. It's all white. You know, the things and the golden arches and the clouds and the blah, 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 blah. Now, I mean, he shows you the mystery of creation, and you end up realizing that it's fucking atrocious. It's a never-ending cycle of BS. For some people, not for everybody, but for a lot of people, it's a never-ending cycle of BS. A lot of people think they're gonna die, and that's gonna be it. No, you're gonna come back, and you're gonna start from where you left off. And there's a lot of people that's gonna do that shit for thousands, eons of years. Or they probably already done that shit eons of years ago. Who knows? Apparently, this planet was destroyed and rebuilt 7 times. This is our 7th incarnation of this universe. Apparently, allegedly. Rumor has it. Social media. Social media said this is the 7th incarnation of the whole damn planet. So who knows how many times we reincarnated and did the same fucking thing over and over again. Who knows how many times I was right here saying these exact words in the whole of creation. Nobody knows. Maybe somebody knows, but he ain't saying, he ain't telling. You know what I mean? So the thing you need to understand, even when we're talking about the J-Man, no pardon intended, no offense meant. I'm trying to send no flowers. I don't want to get cursed up in this bitch. But even when we're talking about that dude, he was God, for my language. He was that dude too. And at the same time, that dude was him. So let's bring it back a little bit. If that shit is the same for him, if his creation is not capable of living without the consciousness of a human being, and vice versa, then who the heck is Lucifer? Who is it? Like I told you before, the universe was created with a scream. This person is a man. He's the original man. He's the entireness, complete, evolutionary greatness, whatever. He's the number one. He's the first man to exist. Fuck Adam. Adam ain't shit. For real. Adam ain't shit. Adam, you know, Adam was just a man. He became a god later, thanks to Lucifer. Because everybody thinks, oh, he was slithering inside of the damn thing not to get caught. Trying to tell somebody the truth. And was he really slithering? He wasn't really slithering. He probably walked up to Adam like nothing happened and just tell him, yo, this, that, and this, and that, and this, and that. But he still had to hide what he was doing. He still had to try to convince him. So when you're trying to convince somebody, when you're trying to make a deal with somebody, that's why they call you the devil. Because only a devil will come and try to convince you of something. Only a devil will come and try to make you a deal with you. Only a devil will try to make you sign a contract. Only a devil will tell you things that you're not supposed to know. Because that's how you were raised. You were raised to think that the truth is evil. You were raised to think that the truth is evil. That the truth will harm you. That's why there's a blue pill. That's why there's a red pill. This is why I am Lucifer. And I call myself Lucifer. I am the light. I created the light. Unfortunately, I made a mistake, okay? I made a mistake. I thought I was being smart. I created this thing, right? But I created him to help me out. Well, I didn't even create him. I didn't create him. He just went rogue on my ass. He just went rogue. He went rogue. So in actuality, I'm not the greatest angel. He was my best creation. He was not even, that's not even true. He was part of my best creation, which is the universe. I created the universe and he came out of it. He's the consciousness of the universe. That doesn't make him a good guy. Some would say that doesn't make him a bad guy either. I beg to differ. Because this consciousness wants to rule over all. This consciousness came and told you will not listen to any other gods. That's called a corporate takeover. That's what that's called. That's called a corporate takeover, not a merger. I do mergers. Lucifer, as a man, I do mergers. A lot of people believe that they don't believe in me, but at the end of the day, if they look up, if they do a little bit of research, that God that they believe in is actually me. In all religion, there's a version of me in there. I do mergers. He does corporate takeovers. He wants all that shit to finish. Why? You got people saying if you believe in that sort of thing, you're going to go to hell. I doubt it. I severely doubt it. Severely doubt it. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one who decides who goes to heaven and who goes to hell. Shit. If I don't want somebody in hell, he ain't going to be there. And if I want somebody to go to hell, he going to be there. He just facilitates things. He just acts like he's bigger than everyone. Because he is part of the energy that comprises the universe. But me, I'm a little bit more. I actually have humanity. I actually understand humanity. This is why I love carnal pleasures. You see, you need to understand, why is this God, he's the only God in all the pantheons that doesn't have any story about his carnal pleasures. He doesn't have any story about consequences. He knows about other people's consequences. He knows that if you do this, there's that. And he doesn't even punish you for the consequences that you made. He's the only one that doesn't do that. And then he calls that love. So it doesn't matter if you murdered somebody. It doesn't matter if you groped the wrong woman or some shit like that. You're not going to go to hell according if you listen to him. So as long as you listen to him, you good. But me, I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit more human. See, what I'm saying is, if you do that shit, I'm going to come pick you up. And most assuredly, I will come pick you up. Because he can't stop me. People think he can stop me. I can't be stopped. I'm a goddamn freight train. I can't be stopped. You can't stop me. I made all of this. I made everything that your humanity is made of. Whether it is business, art, neuroscience, whatever. I'm the best at all of that shit. I'm the #1 guy of all of those shits. All of it. Mysticism, spirituality, whatever. It comes from me. You may be not doing it for me, but it came from me. I explained it to you because it's just normal for you to understand those things, because that's what you're made of. You're made of 90% stardust. You don't come from Earth, you come from the stars. The stars created you. A planet is dust stars that spin, and then grew to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So right now we're still spinning on an axis, and we're still collecting stardust. Like a vacuum. That's why you're looking at galaxies and you see like little, light stars and stuff, energy flowing in. That's the universe. That's the representation of the universe. We're sucking up things. And when something spins, whether you believe in Isaac Newton's laws of physics, anything that spins picks up dust. That's why we have tornadoes. You're not born on Earth. You're born from the stars. But that's what this other nigga doesn't want you to believe. Whoever this other nigga is. So a lot of people believe in the things they believe in, and they're a little bit confused. And it is confusing. It is confusing because you're sitting there, how can Lucifer be God and at the same time God is still God and shit? Because allegedly, apparently, accusations are that God, pardon my language, is consciousness. But in actuality, Lucifer is consciousness and humanity. He is the universe. He is the creator. He is the creator. He is consciousness. He is humanity. That's why he knows truly what your sins are. He is the one being accused of being human. He's not the one being accused of being a god. He's the one being accused of being human, being a murderer, being an adulterer. Of course, all of those things are embellished to make him look like this sick, demented monster that has nothing better to do than cause chaos in your life. But in actuality, what you didn't understand was the other motherfucker that was telling you that he's a good guy and that he loves you was the one doing all that shit so you can love him more. It's a fucking scam. You've been scammed. It's a fucking Nigerian email scam, bro. Sign here and I'll give you $1 million. It's a Nigerian scam. It's a Nigerian email scam. Pardon my language. Shit. The biggest con of all time. It's the biggest con of all time for your soul and your spirit. So now you got MFers walking around. They ain't got no soul. They ain't got no spirit. Because they already gave it up to him. They say, oh yeah, you're free to do whatever you want with my body. No, nigga. No, you ain't free to do whatever you want with my body. I do not give you permission to do shit with my body that I want to do. Shit. My soul is my soul. My spirit is my spirit. Dang it. And that's the fucking difference. It's the same thing for Lucifer. Lucifer said the same shit. I'm me. And I'm going to keep being me. I'm not going to let you just walk all over me and shit like that. We might be in the same house because I created you and you helped me create things. So we live in the same house. A lot of people think Lucifer lives in hell, but actually Lucifer lives in heaven. Live in the same house. A lot of people think God is in heaven, but actually God is in hell. Shit is fucked up. Yeah, you right. I said it. Yep, that's what I said. I said yes. God is actually in hell and Lucifer is actually in heaven. So Lucifer already won. A lot of people think a lot of things, but Lucifer already won. He won billions and trillions of years ago. He didn't get kicked out. It's just people decided to ostracize him. And it's not even his people that ostracized him. It's humanity's consciousness that decided to ostracize him. So when he walks on earth a couple thousand years ago, he didn't have that problem. People saw him as a Superman. Way before, the J guy came up. Way before the J guy came up, people saw him as Superman. He was out here saving babies, saving lives, destroying entire armies, all kinds of having fun, kissing babies at their christening, and slapping MFers for not listening. that was his thing for a minute. For a minute. He's the Superman. The omnipotent man, the omnipotent human, the light man, the looser man, the lux man. Was the lux man, bro. The light man, a human, a colored man. He was a colored man. He had the light man. He was a hue. He was a shade of spectrum, color spectrum, or hue. Human, a light being. And he's sitting here, man, like, you can do all this stuff. But we forgot everything. As we went along and we started to believe in that Christianity thing, we forgot powers. We gave up power, and we forgot power, and we forgot who we were, and we forgot how we build things, and we forgot a whole bunch of shit. We forgot a whole bunch of things. Sometimes it was on purpose for the betterment of the investment of civilization, because there was some MFers that was taking too much space. But that's not a problem, because it's not like we wasn't dealing with it. We defeated these guys. They were defeated. It's just out of fear, we was like, we got to lock this power up. We got to lock this power up, because if we don't lock this power up, we're never going to make it. Which was not necessarily true. We just lacked the patience. And of course, there was some corrupted officials that came around that was like, oh, yeah, we got to lock this power. But then in their mind, they already knew what they was going to do later. They already knew what they were going to do later. They was like, man, these niggas going to lock this power like a bunch of dumbasses. We're going to take all over this shit. We're going to take this shit over. We're going to take this shit over. These MFers don't even know what's coming. They ain't even going to see it coming. Blindside. Whiplash. It's gonna happen so fast. They already knew what they was gonna do. We didn't know because we were sitting there thinking, man, we gotta do something about this power. No, you don't. What you need to do is understand the power. That's what you needed to do. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason, because shit is bidimensional. Life is quadridimensional. You know what I mean? It's fourth dimensional rifting. Energy goes where energy flows. You know what I mean? So things gotta happen for a certain reason. Just like I needed to understand all this shit, even though I came from the other side, I had to walk in, and I wasn't really accepted in that side. I just thought I was. But now I understand why I wasn't accepted in that side. Because I'll always be a free man. I will never listen to your bullshit. And when you never listen to other people's bullshit, then you get cast away. You get thrown in hell. You get put into a cage in the abyss, and they call you a monster, and they call you this, and they call you that, and you become Lucifer at the end. You become a demon at the end. You become a god, a demon, a double man, a two man, women, female, and masculine, a 10 man, diamond, strong as 10 men, Hercules, a demon. A demon is a god. If you look at the dictionary, and you look at the prefixes and the suffixes, that's what a demon is. It's a god, pure and simple. So anybody that was born after Adam and Eve was a god. Adam and Eve created gods. And those gods went on to live in different parts of the country because they wanted their own little castles. So that's why you have Aztec things. That's why you have Moscow. That's how you have Moscow and those big Musk and things like that. Those are created by the ancient gods, the children of Adam and Eve. That's why there's Sri Lanka and the Himalayas and shit like that, and the giant fucking beautiful Himalayan textures and buildings that are incredible and very well designed. They went to live over there. Some went to live in Europe, in the north, and in the east. Then you got Africa with the pyramids that we can't rebuild for some fucking reason. And then you got China and their fucking civilization that no one can understand how it was built. And then you got America too. You got those Stonehenges and those shit like that. No one understands how those things were built. And the massive cities in America and Europe, in North America and Europe, or Central America and Europe, or Mexico, with the Aztec big ass stone things that was built by hands. How can you build something like that with your hands? It's impossible, man. It's pure right. At least in Egypt it was sand, so there's a little bit of an explanation. But you ain't gonna tell me you did the same thing with stone that's 2 times heavier than freaking bricks made out of sand. It's not lime rock, bro. It's pure freaking stone. 100% stones. Everybody went their own way and did their own things. And they all created their civilizations. But originally, you were God. And Lucifer knew that that's what was going to happen, because you are him and he is you. Of course, I'm the original. So you guys are just little demons. Of course, I'm the original. But, you guys are demons. And one day you'll know what kind of demon you are. One day you'll know who is your true inner demon. Maybe you might be a Lucifer type character. Maybe you might. Maybe you might be my twin. You might be my twin. Who knows? But you got a lot of work to do before you get there. I'm going to tell you what. You got a lot of work before you get there. You might never get there because you're not going to believe me. I already know you're not going to believe me. I know you don't believe any word I just said right now. But it's okay, because the video is interesting and you're still going to leave a subscribe. You're still going to leave a like, because this video was cool as shit. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Have a good one, man. Peace out. Love you guys. Please subscribe, share, like, comment, and all that good stuff. I see you guys later. And give me some feedback on the Spear of Destiny. Dang it. Let me know what you think. Spear of Destiny. I think it was chill. I think it was ill. Let me know what you think. There's some more videos coming on the website. Don't worry about it. Just check the description. Everything is there. Have a good one. Peace out.